Hello everyone, my name is Parchada and it is my video submission of task 8.1c. In this, I will be explaining my UML class diagram, how it represents my code, and how UML usually helps in designing the solution before even the coding starts. Let us first understand how classes, fields, methods are and relationships are represented in UML. In UML, a class is shown as a rectangle divided into three parts mainly. The top part section contains the class name, the middle contains the fields or attributes, the bottom section contains the methods. For example, here I have used one of the classes, the transaction class, in which I have shown it is an abstract class, which is indicated using the greater than less than sign. Fields are written with visibility symbols like minus or the private for private and plus for the public. The hash is for the protected. Methods are written with their parameters and run type. For example, method like execute and rollback returns void. Now looking at the relationship in UML, inheritance is shown usually using the solid line with a hollow triangle. In my diagram, deposit transaction, withdraw transaction, and transfer transaction inherits from the transaction. Composition is shown with the filled diamond. For example, bank contains multiple accounts and transaction objects, meaning it's the owner of them, we can say. Association is shown with a simple line. Deposit transaction and withdraw transaction are associated with the account because they use it but not own it. Dependency is shown with a dashed arrow. Bank system depends upon the menu option but does not store them. Now moving on to the next part, the relationship between the diagram and my code. Each of the class in UML directly matches my code, the C# code. For example, the transaction in my in class in UML corresponds to the abstract class transaction in my code, where the fields like amount and success are defined. Inheritance in UML matches the transaction syntax in code. For example, the deposit transaction clearly reflects the inheritance arrow shown in the diagram. Composition is also reflected in the code the same way others are. Transfer transaction creates own withdraw transaction and deposit transaction objects, which matches the composition relationship shown in the diagram. Similarly, the bank class contains the list of accounts transaction objects using the lists and lists, which matches one to the many relationship shown in the UML. Finally, let's discuss how UML helps before writing the code. UML allows us to plan the structure of the system visually before the writing missed art. This helps identify the relationships, responsibilities, and design decision at a very early stage, we can say. For example, by drawing a diagram first, I was able to clearly see that the execute, rollback, and print should be placed in the base transaction class instead of repeating them in every subclass. It also helps us in identifying the proper relationship like composition versus the association, which prevents design mistakes later. Another advantage is it reduces the rework, making the changes in the diagram is much faster than modifying the working code. Lastly, the UML improves the communication. It provides a clear language independent way to explain the systems to other. In conclusion, I would say the UML acts as a blueprint for the system. It ensures the better design, fewer errors, and clearer understanding before the implementation. Thank you for watching.